lately kind of got lost in the sauce watching a lot of horror movies. I didn't forget about y'all. I didn't forget about this Friday 13th breakdown. And today we have a special episode. Movie that isn't isn't rated the best, isn't loved, but unfortunately, man, it's literally my favorite entry. Well, okay, it's one of my favorites, but it's this is more of a nostalgia thing. I'm just gonna let it be known. Back in the day, growing up, this was my favorite Jason. I can't tell you why, but other than I loved all the artwork for the film. I love the intro. I love the intro song that's playing, like the little shots of New York that they have, and the whole boat cruise ship thing was just, oh man, it was great. I loved it. But do I still love it today? So now that I have this Friday 13th Blu-ray box set, I've been breaking down these movies, and a lot of my thoughts on movies from back in the day versus now are different. Do I still love this movie? Yeah, I do. I still love it, but I do have a lot more criticism. I'll definitely say that. I definitely have more criticism towards the movie, but I still love it. But I definitely, it's not my number one favorite, but it's definitely my top three. I'm not ashamed to say it. But it's definitely like I could definitely see the flaws, and I could actually see what people didn't like. I'm part of that cult following of this, and it has some very iconic moments. But let's break it down. Okay, so the plot, it's Jason stalks a group of high school graduates on a cruise ship bound to New York, and it's finally reaching Manhattan. And you only get Manhattan for the last like 20 minutes. But anyways, it's mostly Vancouver is shot. It has a budget of 5 to 5.5 million. It was the most expensive film of the franchise at the time, and was shot in Vancouver, not much of New York, which is actually kind of sad. I didn't really realize it till I watched it like today. Well, not literally today, but like watching it now, I'm like, dang, it's barely shot in New York. And it's all over the cover. He's all over the, it's like, wow, it's just crazy, now that process it as an adult, I guess. It grossed only 14.3 million domestically, making it the lowest earning installment, which is crazy. But I mean, I'm not surprised, but it had the New York gimmick. I thought that would work. Everybody was making movies in New York back in the day, but I guess I could talk about some of the cons first, and then we'll go into the pros. I'll start with the cons. I'll be real. The title of the movie is Jason Takes Manhattan, but the reality is Jason takes the boat in Vancouver. There's very few NYC scenes, and it's kind of a bait and switch ish, because you don't really get New York until the last 20 minutes of the movie, which is kind of crazy. Another con for me was, I don't want to call it a con, but it's a comedic con. This is really where Jason does his teleportation. He teleports all over this boat in the city, like all over the place. Like he's literally just like morphing, like the video game. But this was way before that, and it was just kind of comedic. And I was like, "What the? How's he getting from the bottom of the boat to the top of the boat and over here like instantly?" I'm like, "What the? Crazy." So the characters, the kids, the students, a lot of them are unlikable. I only like the guitar chick and the boxer kid that got his head knocked off. I like those characters. They were funny. Oh, dude, and I really hated the principal because they used him. All his bad decisions weighed so much on what happened next, and it was just so annoying. He was annoying. It's like, ugh. But so the characters weren't as likable as I remembered. this is now. So back then, I loved everything about the movie. You couldn't tell me nothing. But now, really didn't like a lot of the characters. I was like, oh man, they kind of suck. And another con has to be the kills. And it's not that the kills suck. I think the kills don't suck. It's that MPAA toning down the violence. So a lot of the kills are just like very basic. They're very just like, you know, and if it is a kill, it's always the camera cuts away. It's like, well, it's rated R. What are we doing? You know, so it felt like I was watching an edited version. I actually, for a second, thought I was watching like a TV cut at certain points. I'm like, what? I just seen a, you know, girl try to pop a nipple out, but then they nipple good, kill bad. Okay, sure. But so like the kills didn't suck. They were just severely censored, and looking back at it, I didn't really realize it, and I'm just like, man, that kind of sucks, you know. But I guess can talk about not the cons, the pros. I'm sorry, the pros. I love the gimmick, the location gimmick. You have the boat, and then you have New York, and I thought it was, to me, it was cool as hell. Still cool as hell. On the boat was creepy because it was raining. You're on a boat, and there's really nowhere to run besides other places on the boat, so it kind of made it pretty cool. Another pro, Kane Hodder, aka Jason. He was a really good Jason. He's really menacing, you know. He's more like final boss style Jason. I love that. I love that brolic, like, Jason. You know what I mean? Like he's a monster, literally. And another pro is you have some iconic scenes. Come on. The encounter with the boombox. When he was on the train and he's muffing motherfuckers. And how could you forget Jason literally knocked someone's head off, knocked old boy's head off. It was classic. I loved it. That whole fight scene was cool. It was cool when I was a kid. It's still cool today. I don't care what you say. Argue with me in the comments. That's still my favorite. And what else? Oh, and I guess I really liked, like I said, I really liked I can't remember her name right now, but the guitar chick was just so cool to me. Maybe it was an old school crush from back in the day. I don't know, but even today, she's still cool, and I like the whole aesthetic they had. You know, the do with the camera, and she's playing her riffs in the, you know, below, practicing. I don't know, something about that was just cool. All that was cool as hell to me. But other than that, I still love this movie. Now, the younger me would give this like a 9.5 out of 10. But today, it's a little different. I'm a diehard slasher fan. It has its moments. I love seeing Kane Hodder. I love the boat. I like the NYC scenes. They're fun. It's a really fun movie. And the only bad thing is there's not much New York, and the kills are very censored. That's really the two heavy moments. But I like the comedic moments. Even like when Jason climbed out the water when he was in New York, and he looked up, he saw a billboard of, you know, it was a dude in a hockey mask, and he's like, whoa, you know. Well, he didn't say whoa, but he just looked, like, you know. That was cool. Like I enjoyed all those cool moments back in the day. So it was pretty sick. But by no means, I disagree with people say it's, when I've heard people say it's the worst in the series, heard people say it's bottom 3. Younger me, it was top 3. Older me, still top 5. So what do I give Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan in 2025? After watching it again on the Blu-ray Friday the 13th box set, I have to give this movie, I love this movie still to this day, but when I have my new issues, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for sure. I'm locking in an 8. I took it down a notch a little. The censor kills were annoying, and then when I finally realized there's really not much New York, it just, I don't know, it just bothered me. The movie's still a banger. I still recommend this movie. It's probably one of the most funnest movies, the most fun Friday 13th movie in the franchise. I love it. You better love it. Now you don't have to love it, but I hope you guys love it. If you hate this movie, if you love this movie, if you share this cult love for this, please let me know in the comments. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Dark Rewind. And also on Friday 13th, I am dropping a special video, so keep an eye out for that. It's, I don't say special, like it's like I'm interviewing somebody, but it is special enough where it's special to the date and to this franchise and to what I've been doing on this channel. So stay tuned for that. Dark Rewind, and I'm out. Peace.